Once again, we come to you from the Ski Shack. It's Voice of the Bus, Mark Johnson. The Ski Ball this year, it's a virtual event, of course, like much of things going on in the world. Seth Bayer is a great skier for the Buffs from the early 1980s, 80 to 84, if memory serves. The Ski Ball this year, virtual. We're not getting together. That's no fun, right?
Yeah, that's no fun at all.
The Ski Ball's always such a great event, though, isn't it?
Well, it is once you actually get to go to it. But when you start as a freshman, you're driving cars and valet parking.
Your time here with the Buffaloes. You actually skied 5 years for Colorado, didn't you? That's kind of unique.
It is. Four and change.
Right. You got an injury season in there, right?
I did. I broke my fifth metatarsal while screwing around in a parking lot in Salt Lake City.
Parking cars for the Ski Ball, or was that something else?
No, just trying to outrun my teammates.
Talk about your time here at the University of Colorado. This program has got such phenomenal history. I don't know that we talk with anybody that doesn't look back with some very fond memories.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of memories. Let me tell you about the first race I ever went to as a University of Colorado skier. Copper Mountain Early Season Elbert Series. I'm riding up the chairlift with this friend of mine, Bill Shuck. He was on the B team.
Okay.
And, we were commenting. There was this woman below us had a really nice pair of ski pants on, and we were complimenting her on that. Well, the ski patrol was riding behind us. So we get to the top. And they said, hey, fellas, you need to, be a little nicer, or we're going to yank your tickets. And, of course, we're very apologetic. And said, yeah, we apologize. We're sorry. And then they changed their mind. And they say, you know what? We're just going to yank your tickets anyway. So at the end of the day, I go up to Bill Burton. He was the assistant coach then.
Okay.
And I'm very humble. I said, Bill, I'm really sorry for any problems I might have caused for the ski team. And he looked at me. He goes, that's all right. We have a reputation we have to keep up.
Meaning it was okay.
Yeah, to me, it was a learning experience.
It was the Wild West in skiing back in the early 1980s here at the University of Colorado. You were the national champion in the GS back in 1982. Take us through that memory of that event.
Well, it was at Lake Placid, and I'm from back east.
Okay.
So I ski better on hard snow.
All right.
And I won the first run of the GS by 0.6 of a second. And I remember thinking, last year I won the slalom first run by 0.6 of a second, but I didn't win the race. So I just focused a little differently in preparation for the second run. Kept the same attack mode and pulled it off.
There has, and everyone I talk to within this ski team, all the great skiers that come through here, there is an expectation when you come to Colorado, isn't there, about winning national championships, both individual and team.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah. Do you guys thrive off of that?
Well, the way it works in skiing is because skiing is an individual sport. We like each other. We had a lot of good times together.
Right.
But race day, you don't have any friends. So it's just an interesting dynamic. Everyone's, we help each other, but on race day, you don't have friends.
Yeah, he was a 1982 GS national champion for the Colorado Buffaloes. Let's check in with another one of his former teammates, Lee Sevison.
Years of competition at CU were definitely some of the best of my life. Women's collegiate skiing was finally seriously taking off in the early 1980s, and the competition across the league was strong. Given the team's blockbuster reputation built by Mr. Merle, I knew CU was the only school I wanted to attend. It's the only one I applied to. There was no plan B. Winning the national championship for both men and women in 1982 capped my collegiate career with a bang. I'm so grateful for our coaches and teammates for those fantastic years, where we learned to work our backsides off, both academically and athletically. Studying in vans and ski lodges when we had to travel to races, which I'm sure still goes on. Carrying each other up the Green Mountain during dry land training, joking about eating nails to get ourselves in a tough mindset. The work ethic and confidence gained really carried me forward into life, and I'm sure others will say the same. I went on to an international banking career in New York and London, and without those skills and confidence, as I say, gained in my years with the team, I don't know that would have been possible. Of course, we had a boatload of fun too. Plenty of stories we can't tell you about, but one memory I'll share with you now is when a bunch of us decided to head up to Jackson Hole in the postseason to enter the pole pedal paddle race. I don't know if that goes on still or not. It was a three-legged competition. We loaded up the ski vans with 3 teams of people, 3 people per team, a men's team, a women's, and a mixed group. The first team members skied down the whole mountain at Jackson Hole in the slush, and that person tagged off to a person on a bike who cycled off to meet the kayaker. I think it's the Snake River that's there. And anyway, that was a lot of fun. I think 2 out of 3, if not all 3 of our teams won our divisions. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. I want to say congratulations to Coach Rokos, who has carried the CU skiing tradition of dreaming big and working hard for decades. Of course, following on from Mr. Roll. Good luck this final season, Coach, and to the team as well. I hope you can have a proper season this year. We'll be watching. In closing, I just want to say, if this program is going to survive and thrive in the future, it needs the support of those who have come before, and that's you, every one of you. We need your help. Thanks in advance for whatever you can do, and stay healthy, everyone. Wear your mask, and for those in the U.S., vote. Thanks a lot.
That's former teammate Lee Sevison. She won the Broderick Cup back in 1982 as the National Women's Skier of the Year. Outstanding teammate for you and the Buffs back then.
Right. She was consistent and pulled well for the team all year long.
You know, in 1982, by the way, the Buffs were one of the first to win the men's and women's individual national championships that year. It was in 1983 things became combined. I was asking you earlier about if that changed anything in terms of the preparation or how you guys practiced. Things kind of remained the same for you, right?
Yeah, we were still running up Green Mountain. If we showed up late in the stadium, we were doing laps. Nothing changed.
Talk about the coaching staff back then and the impact they had on you. Who that staff was and how they impacted all of you as skiers and as human beings.
Well, I would say there's 2 aspects to that. You know, it was the physical training aspect, but I came from Burke Mountain Academy, which was really a difficult place to survive to begin with. So I was already in that mode. But there were psychological aspects of coaching that I don't know if they knew they were doing or not, but that worked for me. They did some certain things to piss me off, which made me ski faster. I don't know if they knew that, but
right.
I'd say that the technical aspects were also part of it, but the psychological part was really big.
Yeah, part of coaching is always knowing what buttons to push.
Exactly, that's right.
Don't you think? How did you end up here in Boulder coming in from the east?
I grew up in Vermont, and it's pretty cold back there. It was back in the 70s. And I had some offers for schools back there, but I just thought, I need to get out of New England.
Mm-hmm.
And I never even came here for a visit. Before I came out, I went to the airport, Boston Airport. I had a ski bag with 6 pairs of skis, a duffel bag basically. Flew out here and really enjoyed it. I loved it out here.
There's something that's very appropriate about that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Right? Being a ski guy, kind of a ski bum, and just going to Boulder, heck, I'll ski for the Buffaloes for the next 5 years.
Right. That's right. Well, you don't know what's going to happen either. There's no guarantees year to year.
Yeah.
And you have to perform to continue.
Well, it's the virtual ski ball. Let's check in with another one of Seth's teammates, Bjorn Saderoy.
Hi, I'm Bjorn Saderoy, or Bjorn Saderoy as I was called way back in the 80s when I was attending CU. I came to CU in August of 1981, joining the cross-country ski team, and I can't believe it's almost 40 years ago now. And I can still remember that first day in Boulder. Everything was different. The smells, the scenery, and not to speak of the altitude. I remember that first practice up at Chautauqua Park right after coming to Boulder, and I think I was a bit cocky at that time. Maybe I still am, but coming from the birthplace of skiing and all, I thought that I was the God's gift to skiing, and especially to CU. But boy was I wrong. John Main was another teammate. He was also a freshman, and I thought I'd give him a lesson on that first interval session that we had. And I wanted to put him in his place, of course. It didn't quite go as planned. John really kicked my ass and my pride on those intervals up at Chautauqua Park. I think he came from Frisco or somewhere further up in the mountains, and my excuse was, of course, that he was much more adapted to the altitude than I was. But I never messed with John again, especially not on the intervals. He was a really good guy on that. And my first year, my freshman year, we won the NCAAs in Lake Placid, and what a team that was. Lake Placid had just hosted the Olympics 2 years earlier, and the courses were fantastic. We were at AIAW skiing around there. We were four Norwegians on the team. Egil Nilsen, Thomas Holter, Bjorn Saderoy, and I. Way back then, we had two events. We had the 15K individual race, as well as relay. And the agreement was that the top three finishers of the four of us would ski the relay. And I remember, unfortunately, Bjorn Rune beat me with I think only 1 second, so he got to ski the relay, and we ended up winning the relay as well. So I was a bit bummed about that, but we won the relay, and so I soon got over that. When we then even won the whole NCAAs, everything was okay again, of course. The party that was afterwards was simply crazy. We'd been going the whole season, abstaining from anything that would not make us faster as skiers. So we were obviously very serious athletes during the season. And all of a sudden, after the NCAAs and we'd won it, the season was over, and there was a big party. So I went on to ski for 4 years, and during my 4 varsity years, I got my bachelor's degree finally, and I had such a great time that I stayed on for another 3 years to do my master's. And all of that would not have happened if it hadn't been for the CU ski team. Obviously, also the CU ski team ball, the ski team fundraising is what made all of that possible for me, and for me to come to Boulder, and it's still what makes it possible for young skiers of today to continue to train and compete and have that growth experience that it is to be on a team like that, and all the while they're getting a top-notch education at the same time. So support the CU ski team. Your support will make it possible for CU to continue to offer one of the best athletic programs in the world, and especially in these times with C19, your donation will be more important than ever. So, thank you. Donate.
There's Bjorn Saderoy. There's been a great Scandinavian influence, of course, with the ski team over the years, and he was one of your teammates. Very good skier.
Yeah, Bjorn, and in general, all the Norwegians that came in and skied for CU, they changed my whole perception of what it was like to be a teammate with somebody who suffered that much.
How about Richard Rokos? This will be his final year coaching the ski team. You know where that standard was set, and he came in and just took that mantle and ran with it and has kept it at a very high level.
And for a very long time.
Yeah, it's doing a great job here at the University of Colorado. Support, like I said, this is a virtual event. Important, though, for everybody watching to support this, come alongside this program and make sure it continues to remain at the same high level.
Right, because when I was a skier, we had to go knocking on doors at night and beg for money. And you don't want skiers doing that. You want them out training as much as possible.
Seth, great stuff. Great catching up with you.
Great, thank you.
All right, it's the virtual ski ball at Seth Bayer.